right? Like, and when we talk about the police protecting property, like this kind of thing makes me wonder, like, okay, but whose property, right? Like whose property is like an object of protection versus whose property can just be like taken by like agents of the state. And it's, you know, if your any of your assets, you know, your cash are seized, they don't have to bring charges against you. It's kind of like a weird thing. Like the charges are against like the property, which doesn't have rights, like not against, you know, like you as a criminal defendant. So they don't have to bring any charge. You know, you don't have to be charged or convicted of a crime. I mean, obviously, I think this varies a lot by location. And it's really, really hard to get your stuff back. Like, I think it's nearly impossible to get your stuff back if it's seized this way. So yeah, I mean, like the police are defunding you in a number of ways, right? Like through your taxes, through taking your stuff, through like harassing you, right, for traffic tickets and stuff.
This thing about who actually has the charges against them, and in some cases it's actually the property, is just making me think of the rich history of especially federal law enforcement agents, or just like, you know, intelligence agents and things like that, reading like high theory and, you know, clearly taking vast logical leaps to like imbricate it into the state apparatus. I'm just imagining like some extremely like coked up officer at a union meeting or something was told about object-oriented ontology or something and just decided that was going to become like the justification for and like bureaucratic loophole structure for civil asset forfeiture.
I mean, it's so intentional.
Graham Harmon's still doing harm no matter what. Anyway.
You know, like oftentimes the amounts that are seized, as you're pointing out, Abby, are so low that if you were to challenge it in court, only I think, you know, a very small percentage of these low dollar amount seizures are challenged, because ultimately it's going to cost people more in terms of like lost time, lost wages, lawyers' fees, court fees to challenge the seizure itself than the amount taken. So there's this great incentive for police officers to, you know, prey on people with very few resources in order to extract this money sort of hands-free, right? Without having to fight it in court, because the likelihood is that the person can't afford to fight that seizure in court. And of course, though, when civil asset forfeiture is challenged, what you hear from district attorneys is, well, you know, civil asset forfeiture is the way to return you know, the ill-gotten gains to the victims of the crime. And they'll point to Bernie Madoff, or they'll point to the Sackler-Purdue settlement, right? But it's important to note that, you know, a lot of that Purdue settlement went back into the police department and went back into the DA's office and didn't go to the quote-unquote victims of the Purdue OxyContin
Plus, those are
scheme.
Outliers.
Right.
Those are huge outlier situations.
Right.
To hear the full episode, become a patron at patreon.com/deathpanelpod. You'll get access to this and the rest of our catalog of patron-only episodes, and be the first to get a new patron episode every Monday when it drops. With love, the Death Panel.